Hi, from this video we will start the newborn care topic from Ghai, and in the newborn topic we will cover all these topics. First, starting with the definitions. Let's start. Newborn care, chapter number 9, page number 118. Newborn infants are unique in their physiological and the health problems. The neonatal period is characterized by the transition to the extrauterine life and rapid growth and development. Comprising just the first 28 days of life, this period carries the highest mortality risk during the childhood. Despite being less than 2% of the under 5 childhood, the newborn period accounts for over under 5, half of the under 5 child mortality. So this means that a lot of deaths occur during this period, during the first 28 days of life. Therefore, optimum care improves the children's survival and lays the foundation for the optimal long-term physical and the neurocognitive development. Newborn health is key to child health and survival. The current neonatal mortality rate in India is 20 per 1000 live births according to SRS 2020. What is the current neonatal mortality rate? It is 20 per 1000 live births. Okay, India has about 5 lakh neonatal deaths each year. 5 lakh neonatal deaths each year. Neonatal deaths account for 63% of the under 5 and 71% of the infant deaths. First week deaths, less than 7 days, that is early neonatal deaths, at 15 per 1000 live births alone account for 47% of the total under 5 deaths at 32 per 1000 live births. Of all the neonatal deaths, about 40% occur within the first 24 hours, half within 72 hours, and the 3/4 within 1 week of the birth. Preterm birth complication accounts for 44% of all the neonatal deaths and constitute the most important cause of the neonatal mortality. Preterm birth is one of the most important cause of this neonatal mortality. Bacterial infections like the sepsis and pneumonia contribute to 20% of the neonatal deaths. Birth asphyxia contribute to 19% and the congenital malformations to 11% are other important causes of the neonatal deaths. But the most important one is the preterm birth. Newborn with low birth weight constitute nearly 1/3 of the neonatal population but account for 3/4 of the neonatal death. The mother's health and the child and the care during the pregnancy and childbirth profoundly influence the neonatal outcome. Fine, this is the figure. The leading cause of the neonatal deaths in India is given by the WHO 2020. Most common cause is prematurity. Then comes the infections to 20%, asphyxia and trauma to 19%, any anomalies to 11%, and others constitute 6%. Let's look at the definitions now. Starting with the first definition, that is the neonatal period. From birth to under 4 weeks, 0 to 27 days, or 1 day to 28 days, depending on whether the first day has been taken as the day 0 or day 1 of the life of age. The early neonatal period is what is the early neonatal period? It is the first week of life, less than 7 days or less than 168 hours. The late neonatal period extends from the 7 days to late neonatal period is from 7 days to 28 days. Fine. This is neonatal period. Now coming to the second one, that is the post neonatal period. Period of infancy from 28 days to less than 365 days or less than 1 year of life is termed as the post neonatal period. Okay. Now coming to the perinatal period. The perinatal period extends from 22nd week of gestation to less than 7 days of life. This is an important definition to remember about perinatal period. It extends from 22nd days of gestation to less than 7 days of life. That is more than 154 days of life or fetus weighing 500 grams or more. Now coming to the live birth. A product of conception, irrespective of the weight or gestational age, that after separation from the mother shows any evidence of life such as breathing, heartbeat, pulsation of the umbilical cord or definitive movements of the voluntary muscles, is termed as live birth. There is no particular criteria for the weight or the gestational age for us to define live birth. Okay, and now coming to the fetal death. A fetal death is a product of conception that does not show any evidence of life after separation from the mother. Sixth one is the stillbirth. A fetal death at a gestational age of more than 28 weeks or weight 1000 gram before or during the childbirth is termed as the stillbirth. The definition of stillbirth is also important. Fine, so to define stillbirth, there is a gestational age of 28 weeks, more than or equal to 28 weeks, and weight of 1000 grams before or during the childbirth process. Many developed nations such as the USA and the UK define stillbirth at 20 weeks of gestation. But in India, we define stillbirth at 28 weeks of gestation. Okay. This is the gestation based definitions in the newborn. First one is the early preterm. Let's start from the term. Okay. So yeah, the term week starts from 37 weeks to 41 weeks. Fine. So the term is again divided into up till 42 weeks inside, 37 to 42 weeks. First one is the early term, then term from 39 to 41 weeks, and late term. Post term and more than 42 weeks is the post term. Fine, and when will be preterm? Preterm will be less than 37 weeks. Now preterm is again divided into early extremely preterm, very preterm, moderate preterm, and late preterm. Late preterm is from 34 to 37 weeks, moderate preterm 32 to 34 weeks, very preterm 28 to 32 weeks, and extremely preterm less than 28 weeks is called as the extremely preterm. Now coming to the other definitions that we just read from the images that will be only written here. Term neonate. A term neonate is born between 37 and less than 42 weeks of gestation. Preterm neonate. A neonate born before 37 weeks of gestation irrespective of the birth weight. So in preterm neonate there is no birth weight is not taken into account. Okay. Post-term neonate. A neonate born at a gestational age of 42 weeks or more. Late preterm neonate. A neonate born between 34 and 36 weeks and 6 days of gestation is called as the late preterm neonate. Moderately preterm neonate. Neonate born between 34 and 33 and 33 weeks and 6 days of gestation. Okay, and very preterm neonate. A neonate born between 28 and 32 weeks, and extremely preterm neonate born less than 28 weeks of gestation that we just read from the image. Okay. Low birth weight neonate. A neonate weigh less than 2500 grams at the birth irrespective of the gestational age is called as the low birth weight. Very low birth weight less than 1500 gram, and extremely low birth weight a neonate weigh less than 1000 gram at the birth is irrespective of the gestational age. Okay, low birth weight less than 2500 gram, less than 2500 gram, very low birth weight less than 1500 gram, and extremely low birth weight less than 1000 gram at birth. Neonatal mortality rate, deaths of the infant during the first 28 days of life per 1000 live births per year is the neonatal mortality rate. Fine, deaths of the infant in the first 28 days of life per 1000 live births per year. And perinatal mortality rate, the number of the perinatal deaths, stillbirths plus neonatal deaths before the 7 days of life per 1000 live births. Okay. It is designated as a ratio since the numerator is not a part of the denominator. For a rate like NMR, numerator must be a part of denominator. So this was all about definitions in newborn care. From the next video, we will start from the resuscitation of newborn. Thank you.